5,000 people crammed into the bottom of a crater in the southeastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Using hammers and picks, they're prizing chunks of speckled blue gold ore from the earth. There are some of the estimated 200,000 illegal miners searching for cobalt in flagrant violation of the country's laws. Here we're independent. Everyone comes, works independently, goes to sell the ore at the trading center and makes money. Compared to other mining areas where I worked, here I work in order. Normally, when you produce and export, you have to pay a fee. But when it's not declared, nothing can be paid on it. Hence the importance of being able to set up procedures that can guarantee traceability from upstream to downstream, to ensure that all these flows that today are not compliant will become so. The sector's image is tainted by artisanal mining, with accusations of child labour and dangerous working conditions. Attempts to clear up the illegal mines are at a near standstill.
The current situation is a lose-lose situation. Artisanal mining occurs on industrial concessions, so legally speaking they are infringing on industrial miners' territory. This makes it difficult for industrial miners to engage. The mining code doesn't allow for them to purchase from ASM, to allow for ASM on their concessions, and international human rights conventions don't allow them to kick them off their concessions either.
The DRC holds over 70% of world supply of this key ingredient in rechargeable batteries, electric cars and mobile phones.
Ethiopia commemorated the 2-year anniversary since the outbreak of war in Tigray during a ceremony in Addis Ababa on Thursday morning, after warring parties agreed to a breakthrough deal for a cessation of hostilities. On this day of commemoration around the country and our city, on the other hand, to remember the attack that was perpetrated on the northern command of the ENDF, and on the other hand, the victory that was obtained by our defense forces to keep the sovereignty of our country on the morning after our government concluded peace talks in South Africa, makes today a special commemoration. The peace deal that was reached was through a great sacrifice. We shouldn't lose moral lives. We are brothers and sisters. We shouldn't be killing each other. I should be really happy if we had a peace like before. God loves peace and our country grows when there is peace. We can go everywhere and anywhere when there is peace. The surprise deal between Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's government and Tigrayan rebels was unveiled after a little over a week of negotiations led by the African Union in South Africa and was hailed by the UN and the US amongst others.
The reputation of Kenyan athletics took a blow after the suspension for suspected doping of 25 athletes this year. The head of the National Anti-Doping Agency blamed the surge on stiff competition. Not a top official fears the country is at risk of an international ban. The anti-doping body is currently conducting over 1,000 urine tests a year and could ramp up its efforts if the government gave it more funds.
As an agency, we have been doing a lot of target testing on our athletes. We have been doing a lot of intelligence-based testing on our athletes. And so we are putting our resources where we know we are going to catch those who are doping. And so these are some of the reasons why we are seeing an influx of athletes who have doped in the recent past.
Among the top names are Boston Marathon champion Diana Kipchoge and marathon and mountain racer Mark Kangogo. Most of those suspended or banned are involved in disciplines where the huge prize money up for grabs has helped fuel the corrupt practice.
Now we have about 19 athletes who have been provisionally suspended. We have 19 active cases going on at the resource management panel. Most of them are in the long distance, middle to long distance races. The sprinters seem like they don't have a lot of issues.
Among the popular performance-enhancing drugs, one is used for muscle building and endurance. Sarashi Wutse believes there's light at the end of the tunnel. Athletics Kenya unveiled last month a raft of measures, including tightening registration rules at training camps.
Almost 8 million people in South Sudan, or 2/3 of the country's population, are at risk of hunger. That's according to a joint report published on Thursday by the Food and Agriculture Organization, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, and the World Food Programme.
43,000 people likely in the catastrophe, IPC Phase 5, that is acute food insecurity in some counties such as Akobo, Canal PG, and Fangak of Jonglei State, and Lair and Mayendit counties of the Unity State.
It's really sad numbers of 7.76 million people. And the sad part that often we are not highlighting well is the 1.4 million children that are malnourished. These are kids that, if the situation continues, their brain development could be destroyed beyond repair.
The UN says that across the flood, drought and conflict-affected areas of South Sudan, hunger and malnutrition are on the rise, and some communities will likely face starvation without sustained humanitarian aid and if climate adaptation measures are not scaled up. Senegal's main opposition leader and presidential candidate Ousmane Sonko has claimed his innocence as he made his first court appearance in Dakar on Thursday over accusations of rape. His lawyer described the case as a state conspiracy that should be dropped. He answered all the questions asked by the senior judge. He has, as you can imagine, contested the facts and has dismissed the accusation. He provided all the evidence of his innocence. This is a normal hearing. This is quite normal in the framework of a criminal procedure. And now we'll continue the court proceedings, which are not yet over. It's important to note that the judge now has no way to bring the case to justice. Therefore, we expect total dismissal of the case in relation to these non-existent facts that were the source of a plan hatched by people lurking in the shadows who simply want to eliminate a political opponent. There was a large security presence throughout the city for the hearing. Yesterday, Sonko urged his supporters to remain calm. His arrest and indictment last year led to several days of deadly riots, looting and destruction.